Have you ever done something in your life and then you reflect back on it later and realize that it may be something that you were born to do? Yeah, I think I just did that. This is an interview, what you're about to see, with Bill Farmer, longtime loved manager at Fort Boonesboro. I don't know that anybody's interviewed him on camera, but you're going to see a little bit different interview style. Because of Bill's hearing loss, I wrote down the questions on a notepad you're going to see. And because of some medical issues, his voice is quite strained, and you have to really listen good. But I always enjoy my time with Bill. I hope you do too. Hope you enjoy the videos. What was that like when I first got there? Pretty dull. Just another roadside tourist stop, more or less. Oh, let's stop and go look at work. And they were all looking for Davy Crockett. What resources were there were very few and not of any high quality or any dependable source. A lot of information just wasn't there. I noticed that in the office just inside the front gate, cabin right there were no books, no information. So we had to address that situation. What year did you start there? What year was it? When I started at the fort, oh my goodness. I honestly, I don't know. I retired in 20. It's pretty close. Backing up 20 years, that's when I went. 2000? Yeah. Okay. 2000. Is it 30 years? That's another thing I don't like about Ellen. I used to be a whiz in mathematics in my you know, the discovery that stands out the most in researching Portland. The discovery that stood out the most was how little there was to be had in information, and in many cases, lack of interest on up the line about day-to-day information that was going out to the public as they came to the fort. That's really stood out in my mind. They didn't have
It wasn't set up like Joseph's, someone guide tours around. It wasn't like that. You come in and pay your money and wander. If you saw somebody that you thought maybe worked there, you could stop them and ask questions. And most of them we didn't ask, but not all the answers were correct because they didn't know. People would ask good questions, but it would be things that involved information that the people who were working had never been given that information. So it was just a weak thing. Slowly but surely, we started to get books, make connections with some right people in Parks Department, Frankfurt, where if we needed something or needed information about something, we found a few folks who were interested in it. And we're glad to know that somebody out there at the fort was also interested. Who is my favorite historical character? I would say Fiddler Dick Wilson, but that wouldn't go. Did you ever see him here?
No.
He played a fiddle, and he may sit by a campfire playing the fiddle, hitting a jug, and then he'd stop hitting the jug, and before you know it, he'd be sitting there with his fiddle, and he would just go to sleep. And if somebody would yell, "Hey, Dick," he would come awake instantly and be playing instantly.
Wow.
But that was new history. Favorite historical. I'd almost, right now, I'd almost have to say Simon Kent. Reading about, there was a lot of information he had about Simon Kent. From when he was a boy, when he got into with another boy or a girl. That's an old story. But he killed him. And, and I don't think he had an intent to do that much damage. It would have killed him. But as time went on, he became an important source for people coming into Kentucky and who wanted to find land that was available and which of it was the best, depending on what you wanted to do. Leaving people who would have otherwise probably got lost, a lot of them. And there was no place to get lost and wander at that time. Right. Because the Indians were lost. They knew exactly where they were.
Do you think he scooped up Daniel Boone and ran him into the fort? Do you think he scooped up Daniel Boone and ran him into the fort?
Right.
Do you think that story is true?
I'd say it could be. And I don't see why somebody else would make it up. It wasn't like he ran out there and said, "Hey, look, everybody, I'm picking up Daniel Boone and saving his life." Based on what I read, he just seemed to have a pretty good attitude or outlook, I don't know what they're called, a helpful person. But anyway, what is my fondest memory of Fort Boonesboro? I'm not going to say couldn't. Fondest memory. Uh, when the living history really getting up or recognized, we started having fireside chats and individual characters, individual people who portrayed certain characters. Mel Hancock, he did Simon Kenton first. When he came down that ramp into the main room the first time, I didn't even recognize him. And he did a fantastic. And Carol Jarbo, she made me cry a couple times. Very effective. And those times when various characters were portrayed in what appeared to me to be accurate from what I had read and heard and talked about before. Uh, it was one of my very favorite things. Good memory. To see people's reaction. And I mean, when Carol was starting, all the people that were whispering